Yoga with Dominique and I'm Dominique. This is going to be a very short little sweaty yoga workout, so it's going to be a little bit more cardio based, so we're going to get a little bit more of a sweat on, get our hearts pumping a little bit more. So we'll begin standing at the top of the mat in mountain pose. Core nice and engaged. Palms shining forward and breathing. And I just want you to breathe in, arms up. And breathe out, forward fold. Just as far as you can go for this first one. Halfway lift, breathe in. And out as you forward fold again. And then roll back up into mountain pose. We're going to do basically like a crescent bend. So breathe in, arms above your head, and then just grab your right wrist with your left hand and gently pull it over for a side bend or crescent bend. Breathe in, back to centre. Breathe out the other side. And back to centre. We're just going to do some standing cat-cows. So I'm going to do this with cactus arms. So I'm going to bring my arms into a cactus shape, like this. And I'm going to breathe out as I curve my back towards the wall behind me. So you're curving it like a back that, like a cat that's arching its back when it's like hissing. Then you'll bring your arms in so your forearms touch and dipping your chin to your shoulder. So breathing in, breathe out and push your chest out, nice heart opening pose. Bring your arms back, trying to pinch your shoulder blades together like you're trying to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. Keeping those elbows up, and just keep doing that at your own pace. Do one more cat and then meet back at a neutral spine. I'm going to bring my right leg back for a high lunge. Start with your hands on your hips, just get yourself centered and sorted. Trying to make sure that your knee is sort of over your ankles. Doesn't matter if it's over forward slightly, but basically just so it's easy for you to understand. Knee over your ankle, and then breathe in, arms up. You can absolutely have a bend in that back leg as well, because what you want to try and do is not have duck bum and have it pointed out in this direction. You want to tuck it this way and then stretch down, so you can have a bend in this back leg. And then breathe in and out. Bring your arms back down. Bring this back leg in a little bit more and flat to the floor, and then pivot your toes, front toes up to the sky, nice straight front leg, and we're just going to fold down for a stretch. Back to mountain, breathe in, arms up, and out. Left leg back for a high lunge. Get yourself sorted and centered in that position that you want. Then breathe in, arms up, and out. Bring that back foot in a little bit and flat to the floor. Breathe out, breathe in, and out as you point your front toes up to the sky, and we'll just bend over that front leg. So the front leg's straight pretty much. You can have a bit of a bend in it if you need to. Back leg is bent though, and we're just sort of sitting back in our hips and stretching over that front leg. We're going to do a forward fold at the top of the mat. So bring your feet to the top of the mat into a forward fold position. And then plant our hands, step it back and go into a tabletop pose. And we're just going to cat-cow from here. So same sort of thing we did when we're standing at the top of the mat. You're dipping your belly and lifting your gaze, and that's when I normally breathe in. And then I breathe out as I curve my back up towards the ceiling. But you can do it however you want to do it, whatever works for you. And next time you've done a cat, so curving the back up to the ceiling, just come back to a neutral position. Bring your right foot to the top of the mat in between your hands for a low lunge. And you can do any variation you want here. Keep your hands on the mat. You can bring your arms above your head and then dip down. You can do a bit of a back bend with it. You can do a twist. You can have your hands on your leg there, your front leg. Whatever works for you. And then we're going to go into half splits. So bringing your hips back, straightening that front leg as much as comfortable for you, keeping your body upright. Breathing in, and when you breathe out, you can then just fold over. Back to that low lunge. Switch legs, so right leg back, left leg up in between the hands, low lunge on the other side. And whatever you did on the first side, just do it on that second side as well. This will be a good one for me today. I need a little bit more energy from my yoga today, because the last week I've had not very much energy at all. I've been feeling really tired and flat. So back into a half splits on this side. So this is bringing a little bit more energy into my body by picking my energy up slightly when I'm doing it, but without overdoing it. This has got some strength poses in it. It's going to make my heart go a little bit faster. It's going to get my breath going a little bit, but it's not too much. I'm not going to overdo it. And then bring your back leg, so your right leg back up to meet the left into a forward fold at the top of the mat. And roll up to mountain pose. Breathe in, arms up and out. We're going to meet in goddess pose. So facing the long edge of your mat. Just bring your legs out wide, toes pointed at a diagonal, so basically at the corners of the mat there. Knees tracking in the same position. Just sit down in that squat. And I'm going to bring my hands to prayer position. And I'm just going to rock from side to side. Get a bit of movement going. Make sure you're breathing. And then I'm going to find a little bit of stillness, because I'm just going to bring one heel up and then the other. So coming up onto the balls of my feet there, heel off the ground, back down, other side, back down. And then both heels off. Basically like in a bit of a balancing goddess pose. So you're balancing on the balls of your feet there in the goddess pose. And heels back down. I'm just going to straighten my legs for a second, give my hips a shake. Shake everything out, because we're going back into that goddess pose, but we're going to do some arm work. So back into your goddess pose. You might want to bring your feet in a little bit closer. Sometimes I find when I look back on these videos that I've got my feet out quite wide and I've not been able to get my bum down as far, so it might help if you just bring your feet in a little bit more, and then your knees will be a little bit more over your ankles and you can get down a little bit more. So I'm just going to pulse my arms up and down. My palms are facing the floor, my arms are out straight, I've got my tailbone tucked, I'm dipping down into that goddess pose and then pulsing. So make sure everything is aligned as it should be before you start. And hands back to hips, straighten those legs. We're going to go into warrior two, so pointing the front toes towards the top edge of the mat. Bring your back toes pointing towards the left. Dip into that front knee there, just bend into that front knee, arms are out wide. Straighten up that torso, so don't lean into it, be back like this. And nice deep breaths in. A lot of leg strength stuff going on today. Straighten that front leg. We're just going to go into triangle. So lean towards that front wall. Bring your hips back, chest forward. Then pivot down. Remember, you can always use blocks if you need to bring the floor up to you and lean on those. Make sure your chest is open, shoulders back. We're going to come back up into that goddess pose. Apologies. And pulse those arms again. And then arms to hips. Straighten those legs into warrior two on the other side. Straighten that front leg and go into triangle. Back up, back into goddess. You can have your hands at your heart chakra now though. Nice deep breath in and out. Try and keep your shoulders back, so don't hunch over like this. Nice posture, heart open. And we're just going to go on to Skandasana on this side. So dip into this right knee, straighten that left leg, adjust however you need. You can be up on the balls of your feet for this as well. And remember, you can always use blocks. So if you are up on the balls of your feet, you can put a cushion or block under there. And you can have your hands on the floor if you need. Now try and just use leg strength to get to the other side. But if you need to, you can always use your hands to help you get there. And back again. And back again. And we're going to come up into a wide-legged forward fold. So keep your legs nice and wide, toes pointed forward. Then just fold over. Let your head hang heavy. Upper body just loose. Make sure you're breathing. Try not to have your weight too far in the heels or the balls of the feet or the toes. Try and distribute your weight evenly within your feet. So if you lean back a bit, you'll feel what it's like to have too much weight in your heels, and then if you lean forward a bit, you'll feel what it's like to have too much weight in the balls of your feet. And then just try and find a middle ground. And then toe heel the feet in a little bit, just so they're a bit wider than hip width, and come down for a yogi squat or malasana. What I want you to do is just breathe in and put your right hand on the floor. And as you breathe out, just bring your left arm up and twist over towards the left. Breathe in, left arm down. Breathe out, right arm up. And just keep doing that, breathing in and out. In and out. One more on each side, so in and out. In and out. And come onto our bums and just go into a butterfly pose, or some people call it cobbler's pose. Feet together, knees out wide, feet in as close to your pelvis as you'd like them to be. They can be out here if you want them to, wherever's comfortable for you. And breathe in and out. We're just going to do some twists in this butterfly pose. So breathing in, arms up. Breathe out and twist to the right. So I'm bringing my left hand to my right knee and just bringing my right knee behind me, and then trying to look over my shoulder gently, not pushing anything too far. I can still breathe in this pose. If you feel like you can't breathe very well, then you've gone too far. So other side, breathing in and out. And back to centre, and we're just going to do a forward fold from here. So breathe in, arms up and out, and just hinge from the hips for this one. So you can have your hands on the floor and just go as far as you can go, hinging from your hips, keeping your back straight. And breathing. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the out, then curve your back and just collapse down and just let everything loose. Rolling it up very, very gently. And I'll go into child's pose to finish. I'm going to finish in wide-legged child's pose today rather than shavasana, because I've got more stuff to do. I've got more workouts that I need to do. So I don't want to relax too much. But once you've done this child's pose, if you want to go into shavasana, you can. That's entirely up to you. You can just end the video, you know, when it ends, and go into shavasana for a bit. And this is where I'll leave you. Like I said, you can stay in child's pose for a bit longer if you want, or you can transition into shavasana. That's entirely up to you. I hope you like this video. It's a very, very short one. A little bit of strength in there, getting our heart rate up just a little bit, but not too much. So I hope you like this one. If you did, please leave me a comment in the box below, in the comments section, and obviously like the video and subscribe to my channel because that really helps me out. And I will definitely see you in the next one. I hope you have a really lovely day. Take care.